vloggers. This is vlog number 4. My name is Zachary Green, and a few weeks ago I went and interviewed Dr. John Michael Roe. He is the principal at Riverside Poly High School, and he gives a lot of insight on pursuing opportunities and some of the reason why students might or might not achieve or obtain or go and take the risk to make that jump and try and get where they need to go. So he gives a lot of insight, and this is really just, believe this video is really just going to be highlighting him and sort of the things he's been through, and then we're going to discuss a little more about students in the final documentary. So I hope you guys all enjoy. Yeah, this is an interview with Dr. Roe.
Michael Roe, principal, Riverside Poly High School. My education pathway went to a bunch of different high schools growing up. I was bounced around in the system, had some challenges growing up. Ended up at Ramona, ended up graduating at Elsinore High School. From that point, spent a year, kind of took off and coached volleyball in some different places, and then decided that probably was not something I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I was working in the restaurant business at the time. So I decided to go, did not have the grades coming out of high school. High school were very turbulent years for me.
Yeah.
So I went to Mount San Jacinto Junior College.
Nice.
And at that time, they had a Menifee campus, which they now has become super big out there towards Temecula.
Yeah.
And had a phenomenal experience. Probably had some of the best teachers I've ever had, because every teacher that I had there was actually a practitioner that was in the field. So it was very real, hands-on, and really gave me a love for political science as well as philosophy. After MSJC, I went from a ridiculous GPA in high school to a 3.9.
Wow.
Coming out of there. Got accepted to Berkeley, a lot of schools all over the place. Ended up going back to a school called Juniata College, which is almost the equivalent of like a University of Redlands, but about 20 miles south of Penn State University, where I could play volleyball. Because back at that point, some of the colleges that were just under the D1 status were just starting with boys programs. You got to do something at the end of the day, especially with myself, coming from nothing. I know what it's like to have nothing. So you spend most of your life comparing yourself to other people with whom you perceive to have things, and that's a very dangerous way of kind of establishing your own value, because where there would be people that would be arrogant per se, that's nothing more than masked insecurity. Because if they think they're better than you, somewhere down the line they believe there's somebody better than them. And I felt like I spent the majority of my first 35 years on the planet looking at myself and where I was at personally and professionally,
just comparing to someone
absolutely.
else. Yeah.
And as you say, that's an incredibly dangerous slippery slope, because it's never enough. When you look at our country and you look at the way our education system is set up, I see a lot of kids coming out of, they go out there, they go to the big name school, they come back, and in that private moment, it's like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing is, as a country, we are not at a loss for innovators and people who are creative. I mean, there's not a lack of ideas going around. What there is a lack of is teaching those folks basically the skill of being an entrepreneur. There's this illusion of that you're trying to have a stable life, that you're trying to get a stable job, that you're going to put money in your bank account for a rainy day. Guess what? There's no such thing as stability. Either you are making decisions in your life where you are growing, or you are making decisions in your life where you are in a process of decaying. There is no middle ground. And if you don't believe me, it's like kind of being pregnant.
Yeah.
Either you are or you aren't. That's like telling somebody, hey, do me a favor, try and sit down. Either you're standing or you're sitting. And when you begin to look at it that way, it's very difficult to go victim to circumstance. Even though for some folks, there are circumstances where you go,
they can
wow, absolutely.
I hope you guys all enjoyed that and you gained a little more insight on his point of view and some of his experiences. I think that is really cool and really interesting to hear that. So the next vlog is vlog number 5. That's the final vlog of this 5-part series. That's just going to be conclusion and wrap up of the past 4 vlogs and everything else that I've done to create this documentary. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thanks for watching.